from the hardcore constitutionalist stance for political points, because I believe that bites him in the butt bigger with his base. But I get some of the softening because you're talking to a completely dumbed down population when you talk about the general electorate. And he also wants to scoop up a bunch of Democrat votes who are anti-surveillance, anti-police state. So Rand Paul's been really speaking out against the militarization of police and other issues. So I don't know if I totally agree with their political strategy up there at the Senate office and in the new presidential office they're getting ready to launch. I mean, we told you here first years ago, he's running. I personally, on the phone, a private phone call before he was senator, to his home in Kentucky, said, listen, you're going to end up winning if you run for Senate. And I know there's a bunch of politicos out there telling you can't win. You're going to get the money. They're going to love you in Kentucky. Do it. And the last time he was on the show about a year ago, he said, yeah, it was you and others that said I should run, and you were right. And he had people dressed up in racist outfits claiming they were his supporters. We identified them as Democrats and helped expose that. I could get Senator Paul back on the show. Quite frankly, it doesn't really even boost ratings. We can play clips of what he has to say. I just leave him alone because, in a way, I don't even like the fact that we're going to get a bunch of attention in the political season coming up as they take stuff I've done out of context and try to project it onto Ron Paul and Rand Paul. But you got to dance with the people that brung you. And our ideas of freedom that are seen as radical are just classic Americana. And they are gaining steam on every front. But at the same time, the mainstream media can still distort. And so that's why he's distanced himself a few degrees from his father and from this show. He would sit and talk to Luke Rudkowski, great guy from We Are Change, the founder of it, and talk about Bilderberg Group and say, you ought to talk to Alex Jones about that. But then after he got chased around, I'm not saying Luke's a bad guy. I can just see Rand Paul's position. Got chased around a few times inside the Senate. He just started saying, hey, you know what? I'm not doing an interview unless it's scheduled. Because if you start doing that every time, then you can't even get through the building to where you're going. It's like I've had reporters show up at other people's offices or people's houses, and they'll call and say, people are here demanding to talk to you. Can you please come here? They say they're here to interview you. You must talk to them. It's like coming to my house and saying, I demand that you have dinner with me. Now, that doesn't mean if somebody won't answer questions that you shouldn't go out and ask them a question. I mean, that's good guerrilla journalism. Hell, I'm one of the modern pioneers of it. And when I say modern pioneers, it's kind of like new wave. I certainly didn't invent it. But that's what's going on with Rand Paul. And then once you're a senator, you've got so many forces attacking you from all around that you end up going into kind of a fortress mentality. And believe me, I understand that. I don't really have security. I don't ever really, over the years, get on a power trip about how many people I reach. But at a certain point, you realize, hey, I have a mission to complete. I've got to go into a little bit of a fortress mentality just because there are people that will use your accessibility to attack you or to make stuff up about you or to claim they had entrance into your life to then make up a story, or who'll want to pose with a photo of you just to then create a legend out of it. It's a very sick, mentally ill society of narcissists out there. It doesn't mean even a large minority, but a goodly minority. A sizable minority of people are completely sociopathic and mentally ill. I got to say something like 30% of people are completely out of their minds now. Mental illness is growing, just as the Bible said it would during the degeneration of any society. And we're a cursed nation. We're a cursed planet. And we could have these curses lifted. Even if you don't believe in curses, spiritualism, you should understand that when you write off 55 million babies and you start writing off old people and you write off veterans and have secret death panels, and well, the system's going to write you off. That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about, and that's where this is all going now. And so there's no way to paper over the degeneration of society. When we come back, I'm going to play this Mark Dice piece ahead of him joining us, this latest video that's on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Meet the people who want Obama to repeal the Bill of Rights. And this is everybody he talked to. He can go out there for 15 minutes and get a 5-minute video. This is everybody you talk to. And one guy says, no, I don't know if we should ban the Bill of Rights. But everybody else says it's time to do it right now. Let's just respect our president. Let's get rid of all freedom now. And, of course, you only find this in Democratic areas. These are mentally ill people.
What's the best way to keep a secret from somebody? Well, you give them something that they want so bad that they don't care what you're hiding.
The year is 2007, and 20% of the state of California is employed in real estate.
We live in a capitalistic nation of kings and prey upon the greed of the selfish pawns.
Based on a true story.
We created the American dream, where everybody could qualify for one of these loans.
Americons. In select theaters, January 23rd.
You ever hear about Ghost 80% AR-15 rifle kits? At Guns80.com, they are the 80% specialists, helping to protect our privacy. Look, there are forces out there right now trying to register guns for future confiscation. UN treaties threatening our Second Amendment and our freedom. You need a Ghost AR-15. Get it at Guns80.com. Call 844-2GUNS80. That's 844-248-6780. Own an AR-15 today and keep it a secret. Go to Guns80.com. That's Guns80.com. 844-2GUNS80.
Alex Jones here. For the last 2 years, I've been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to design a nutraceutical formulation that has truly life-changing health benefits. So many other formulations out there contain toxic ingredients, synthetic additives, and even GMOs. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. For a limited time, get 25% off on this introductory offer. Visit InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness. The phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
Attention all radio listeners. Survival Life is giving away free credit card knives exclusively to our radio listeners here today. Visit mycreditcardknife.com to see this covert knife in action and claim yours for free. It's the same knife you've seen in the airline magazines for $29.95, but today it's yours free. Just pay shipping and handling. mycreditcardknife.com, mycreditcardknife.com. Go now.
We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom.
Record-sized blizzard to make history, New York City bosses are saying. The mayor is saying it could be historic, the worst to ever hit the city. That's up on drudgereport.com from the different New York TV stations. That's the Associated Press. 3,000 plus flights canceled Connecticut governor orders all cars off the road by 9 p.m. And we've got feeds we'll put on screen for TV viewers of the radar feed and the satellite feed of the ultra-massive storms filled with snow beginning to hit New York and other areas on the East Coast. And Al Gore's out there making statements from Davos that it's global warming. There have always been big blizzards hitting the East Coast. Now that means global warming. Like I said, just pay global government money and they'll all fly around their big jets and they'll fix it. Amazing. Snow this year in Hawaii and Florida. It's been recorded before, hundreds of years ago, of course, in both places. Nothing to do with humans, boys and girls. Right now, let's go ahead and go to this report by Mark Dice. The full video is on Infowars.com. Americans want Obama to repeal the Bill of Rights as long as you say it's for Obama and that Congress is for it. Oh, well, if they're for it, I better be for it. Imagine if they set a nuke off in this country, which they're now saying Al-Qaeda or ISIS is getting ready to do. Well, everybody's got to get rid of the Bill of Rights. Why hundreds of thousands died when the nuke went off in Chicago. Here it is.
Think about Obama deciding to repeal the Bill of Rights in the face of the new ISIS threat to make sure that we don't have a Charlie Hebdo type of incident here in the States. Should we get behind Obama and the Congress to support the repeal of the Bill of Rights to make sure that we're safe these days?
I'm not sure. I haven't studied it enough to make an honest, educated comment about it.
He has announced that he's going to repeal the Bill of Rights to help make sure that we can keep everybody safe here in the homeland. Is that the right decision?
That guy looks like FBI or CIA or something. And notice he sees it and wants to be a yes man because he feels like he's part of the power structure, and he goes along with it.
Should we get behind Obama to make sure that the ISIS threat doesn't rear its head here in America?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. I mean, end of day, yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, Obama probably knows he's in a better position to know if we should repeal
that guy's probably got 2
Bill
degrees.
of Rights to keep everybody safe.
Right, you would hope so. Right.
Okay.
Right. Wish I could give you more, but...
Hey, he just knows what's best.
That guy's government, 100%.
He knows what's best, but I think he's depending on an awful lot of people to
He's got some insider information.
Help him make the best decisions, right. Sometimes they might seem so from the beginning or from the surface, but only time will tell whether or not it was the right or wrong decision, right?
He is surrounded by a bunch of economic and political advisors, and if they're saying we should repeal the Bill of Rights, they probably know what's best for us, right?
You would hope so, yeah, absolutely.
Obama has announced that in the wake of the new rise of ISIS, the terrorist threat, we're going to repeal the Bill of Rights. Should we get behind that just to make sure that we don't have another 9/11 style attack?
Oh, shoot. My husband would be the one to ask this question. I don't follow it close enough to know, really.
If we should repeal the Bill of Rights? Well, they have insiders and experts, so I mean, if they're saying, Congress is saying we should do it, we should probably just get behind that. We don't want to.
Is it both sides you said are supporting it?
Both sides, Republicans and the Democrats support.
Well, then, if they're agreeing on something, then maybe it is a good thing.
We should get behind the repeal.
If they're both, they don't ever agree on anything. So if they're agreeing on something, maybe it's a good thing.
It's what's best for the New World Order.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's get behind it.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The Republicans and the Democrats finally have agreed on something, that Obama has announced his decision to repeal the Bill of Rights in the wake of the rise of ISIS. And you think that we could get behind the Congress and understand that they probably know what's best in this phase of the war on terror?
I would think so, yeah. I would think so. I mean, especially what happened overseas in Paris.
And if they are saying with their experts that it's time to repeal the Bill of Rights, we could probably get behind that.
We could, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Guy's a helpless dumbass.
Are you an American citizen?
Yes, sir, I am, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
As you probably saw in the news, both the Republicans and the Democrats have united a bipartisan effort to support Obama's plan to repeal the Bill of Rights to make sure that ISIS doesn't come and attack us on the homeland. Should we as a people get behind that bipartisan effort to repeal the Bill of Rights?
I believe so. Absolutely. Hold on. As long as men are made to sit on the toilet, that's what I care about. Men are out of control. I want the men that run things to have a dictatorship. Absolutely. Absolutely. Repeal the Bill of Rights. Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll be right back. Stay with us. By the way, they say ISIS is planning something bigger than 9/11. And if you take those rides, take even more.
We're on the